Good. So now that you hopefully know the names of all the keys on the piano, we have to look at scales. And a scale is simply a group of notes that actually fit together. So an example of a scale is this, which you're probably familiar with already. Okay, now we call this a major scale. And there's a reason for that. I'll explain that in a bit. And we actually have 12 of these major scales. Every single note has a major scale attached to it. So here, that's for C because we start on A, C, but we can also go to D. So let me tell you the requirements for a major scale. So the first requirement for a major scale is that it has 7 notes. Let's count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That doesn't seem to work, right? Well, this note is actually the same note as this note. Okay, so the scale only consists of these notes right here, but when you play it, you usually end up on the note where you begin. So the C major scale has 7 notes: C, D, E, F, G, A, and B. The second requirement is the distance between the notes and steps. We have 2 steps, 2 steps, 1 step, 2 steps, 2 steps, 2 steps, and 1 step. So let's have a look. Remember the steps when I was here and I went 1 step up? I ended up on this note. So right now we start on C. We do 2 steps, so we skip a note and we move to that note. Now we do another 2 steps. Now we do 1 step. Now we do 2 steps. 2 steps. 2 steps. And then if you want to end up on that bass note, another 1 step. Okay. And the last thing to keep in mind, it's not really a requirement, is that we have 12 scales like this because we can start on any of the notes on the piano, and we have 12 notes that we keep in mind. So if we look at the piano in this area right here, all of these notes have scales attached to them. All these notes have a major scale attached to them. So what is the point of a scale? The point is that you have to pick a scale, and what it will basically do, as I taught you before on the board, is you have 7 notes that you're playing, but you also have 5 notes that you're not playing. So in the beginning, when you start to play the piano and you don't play super advanced pieces, you will notice that only these 7 notes will be played if you play in the C major scale, and the other notes will be ignored. So the basic idea of a scale is that you get a recipe, and they say, look, we have these 7 ingredients, and you can mix them however you like, but these other 5 you should not touch. If you put in these other 5 ingredients, it will sound bad. So to give you an example, if I'm just playing white notes right here, all right, sounds pretty nice. Ooh, that sounds a little bit weird. Why? Because this note isn't in the scale. So in the basics, most pop songs you hear on the radio, or whatever, will have the 7 notes only. Whether it's a C major scale, or an E, or an F. That doesn't matter, but they pick a scale and stick to it. Now keep in mind that if you want to learn more about scales and how to work with them, how to improvise on them, how to figure out what type of scale is being used, or how to put the song on a different scale, I have that course. So take your advantage and watch that course.